Joining me on the show today is Mike O'Brien from the East Bay Patriots Club. So, Mike, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 50 years old. I was born and raised in New England. Been a lifelong Patriots fan. Moved to California in 2007.
And tell me about the East Bay Patriots Club.
Well, the East Bay Patriots fan club is something I started when I moved my family to California in 2007. We made the move in August, right before the season was starting, and I went looking for places that I could watch Patriots games with other Patriots fans. Unfortunately, all I could come up with was a couple of bars, a couple of Boston-themed sports bars in San Francisco, which is about a 45-minute drive away. And because my kids were 9 and 11 years old at the time, that wasn't really an option to be driving that far to go hang out at a bar. So I started the East Bay New England Patriots fan club so I could have a little bit more control over it and meet people out in the East Bay where we lived.
What are your expectations for the team this year with the departures of Brady and Van Noy and all these longtime Patriots and fan favorites?
Well, I think it's going to be a challenging year. I think pretty much every year for almost 20 years now, Patriots fans have gone into the season expecting to make the playoffs and in many cases just expecting to be able to make it to the Super Bowl. With the loss of Tom Brady and Kyle Van Noy and James Devlin and a bunch of other starters and strong players, I think this is the first year in quite some time that it's not a guarantee the Patriots are even going to make the playoffs. So in addition to losing all those experienced players, we also have one of the strongest schedules, if not the strongest schedule in the NFL with the teams that we have to face.
So how do you think that the Patriots represent the values of New England and a lot of the general values that New Englanders hold?
I think that people who are from New England take pride in being hardworking, resourceful, kind of blue-collar type mentality. And I think the Patriots have always embodied that, especially with Bill Belichick and his mantra of do your job. It's not about being the star and being the one in the limelight. It's about doing what you're being asked to do the best you can to help the team.
Can you tell me anything else about the Patriot Way, your thoughts on that?
I think the Patriot Way has really come into effect since Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, bought the team. He saved the Patriots from being moved out of New England. If I remember correctly, we're going back, over 25 years ago at this point, but he had been a lifelong season ticket holder of the Patriots and was a very, very successful businessman. When the Patriots fell down their luck and there was discussions about the team moving to Hartford, Connecticut, or even moving to St. Louis, Mr. Kraft stepped in, bought the franchise, and went about building the franchise to be what he wanted it to be. So I think that when people think of the Patriots, they primarily think of Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, but it really all got its start with Robert Kraft, because the first time that the Patriots had a Super Bowl in this era was when he went out of his way to hire Bill Parcells to be the head coach. Now, to me, as a lifelong Patriots fan, that was a really big deal because Parcells had already led the New York Giants to 2 Super Bowl victories. The Patriots had never really been very successful as a franchise. So for Robert Kraft to buy the team and then bring in Bill Parcells to be the head coach showed that there was a lot of hope for Patriots fans in terms of what the Patriot Way was going to be.
Do you think there will be any decline or drop this year in terms of fan loyalty or amount of fans watching the games?
I do expect that to happen. I think there's a lot of people who are Patriots fans simply because they've been so successful and won 6 Super Bowls over the past 20 years. So, if the Patriots have a slip in terms of their win-loss record and ability to make the playoffs, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are the fair weather fans that will jump off the bandwagon. But I think that there's a strong enough core of loyal fans from over the decades that will stick with the team regardless of what their win-loss record is, including myself.
Loyalty is certainly one of those New England values that we discussed. Thank you for your time, Mike.
Thank you very much.